welcome to game 2. The second time. The second time. Because me and Leggy had a game yesterday and I didn't turn on the microphones when we actually started playing. So this is Leggy, introduced now for the 3rd time.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, because we've also done a Legion review, which you will see last Tuesday, I think. Coming out this Tuesday for us, so it's last Tuesday for them. Awesome, so now you know where you're up to. So we're going to get into lists, and do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. So I have it's a Death Guard army to start with.
Oh yeah, you've got to say what we played 3,000 points. It's Heresy 2.0 as well.
Yes,
That's important to say, not Heresy 1.
So I have it's a slightly unusual Death Guard list in that it's got Assault Marines, but...
Well, that just... Don't say it like that, because that just sounds like I'm the wackiest guy around.
That's true.
It's unusual because I've picked all the best units, because I've been playing Tom so much.
So I have a Praetor with a jump back. He has a Mastercrafted Paragon Blade, Melter Bombs. There's a Herald with a Power Fist and a Siege Breaker with Power Axe. The elite choices are a Rapier Laser Destroyer.
Is that just because you had some points left at the end? So
basically.
Yeah.
I think it's 65 points is quite a cheap little unit.
Yeah, it's a good little throw. I used to like Rapier Heavy Bolters for that. He's just like, I've got 40 points.
Yeah.
Rapier Heavy Bolter. It'll do something.
They have a lot of shots now as well.
I think 8 shots each. Yeah.
So it's quite tasty. There are 2 Contemptor Dreadnoughts with Gravis Las Cannons and Power Fists, although the models may...
They may say different.
The models may say different. There are 5 Death Shroud Terminators with Toxin Bombs and Melter Bombs.
Yeah, so just for that, there is a Legion review on this if you want to see more in depth, but they're really scary because they're not doubled out till strength 10.
No, they're not.
They're 3 wounds each.
Yeah. And
so
they're stubborn.
they're sticking around.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah. The characters that are in them are actually worse than the Death Shroud Terminators.
Right, okay.
So, unfortunately, you have to take them. They're in a dedicated transport of a Proteus Land Raider with a Searchlight.
Okay.
There are 10 breaches with melter guns in a Termite. The Sergeant's got Artificer Armour and a combi melter gun.
So no last minute changes to last cutters.
Exactly. No last minute changes to last cutters.
If anyone's got a breacher squad,
you
last cutters are now the way to go.
But we'll remember the Termite has also got a melter gun of its own.
Yes.
A super melter gun of its own.
Well, there were many changes.
Yes.
Many mistakes made yesterday that will luckily never be seen and only referenced.
Yeah. There's 15 Assault Marines with 3 Power Axes and a Sergeant with a Power Fist. He's also got Toxin Bombs.
Yeah.
So there are 2 Apothecaries, both with Artificer Armour. One's got a jump pack and a power weapon.
Because you can now mix jump pack and Artificer.
Yeah, and the other one's just got a Artificer Armour. There's 2 Vindicator Laser Destroyers with Searchlights, a Derideo with las cannons and a missile launcher.
Las cannons. Not auto cannons.
Las cannons, not auto cannons. It may look like auto cannons, but you're missing.
But no, they're definitely las weapons.
Yeah, definitely las weapons. And a Leviathan with a Siege Claw, a Melter Lance, and a Phosphex launcher.
Okay, so interesting there. Phosphex launcher can fire every turn.
Yeah, Phosphex launcher is not one use only.
And I'm saying this like I know. I know this because Leggy told me yesterday in the game. So that is how I can sound like an expert.
Yes.
While you're reading out the list.
Yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, I'm going. The Rite of War is Creeping Death.
Okay.
With the Warlord trait, Reaper's Visage, which is -2 leadership if you've not got an independent character in a unit.
In a 12-inch bubble.
Yeah, in a 12-inch bubble.
And Creeping Death means in his deployment zone, everything is dangerous. The entire deployment zone is dangerous.
I get Shrouded 6-up in it, and every bit of area terrain on the board is dangerous
for me
as well.
Yeah.
So, and I ignore dangerous terrain tests. So.
Joy. So in my list, I've gone Hammer of Olympia again. So that means I'm re-rolling 1s to hit with shrapnel weapons. I'm also getting Fury of Olympia instead of Fury of the Legion. Mm-hmm. So that means I get +1 shot on my bolt weapon or shrapnel weapons. And I can move and fire, and I can do that every turn.
Yeah.
So it's just like it sounds like a big buff.
Yeah.
You get lots of dice, and then it drains down to this fairly average number of wounds. So then I also ignore Crew Shaken on vehicles, which is actually surprisingly good.
Yeah.
Like it's not like anything massive, but it's
a little bonus.
It happened like 3 or 4 times yesterday where you shook my vehicle and I was like,
Not today.
Yeah. So to take that, I've taken a Delegatus, who's just got a bolter with shrapnel ammo. Comes standard with Artificer and Refractor like everyone's normal one. I've got a Vigilator console, no other upgrades. I've then got a squad of vets, which have got 5 extra veterans, 8 combi magna weapons for the plasma, 2 plasma guns, and they're in a rhino, because I know how Leggy still likes plasma, or facing it. 3 identical tactical squads with Artificer, a Power Fist on the Sergeant, and shrapnel bolts in rhinos. So that just to capitalise on my Hammer of Olympia. I've got 2 recon squads with Nemesis bolters. The theory of this army is I want to be causing as many pinning checks as possible. Maybe not as good against you, because you get your reaction is like ignore a pinning check and move. Yeah. But I can snipe out apothecaries, I can snipe out sergeants.
It surprised me yesterday how efficiently you did kill the command elements of the squads.
So then I've got 2 apothecaries of my own with Artificer armour. One's going in the veteran squad and one's going in a different squad coming up. 3 las rapiers, because I had more points to spare than you apparently. I've got 3 rapier quad launchers with splinter shells, so that's pinning and shell shock 1. So you're taking your pinning checks at -1. They're strength 2 and rending 6 up. I've then got a seeker squad of 9 seekers with an Artificer armor sergeant in a rhino, again to just pick out those. He's all the time just trying to cause pinning checks.
I think
pick
they're
out the
very good
sergeants.
against dreadnoughts.
Surprisingly, yesterday, surprisingly good. Or maybe it was just my lack of anything else to do against your dreadnoughts that sort of made it seem like that. I've got 2 sabres with multi-melters, sabre missiles, and snub autocannons. And that's 1 sabre missile on each. I've then got a Sakaran with las and a searchlight now, because I didn't have searchlights yesterday. I've got an Arcus with las and a searchlight. And then I've got 2 Predators with sponson las cannons, dozers, and searchlights.
Good.
So yeah, that's my list. We don't know what we're going to be playing yet.
No, not yet.
But we'll let you guys know when we've deployed. Basically, we'll just go ahead with that. And sadly, it's about this time again. If you really like the channel, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. There is a bell icon somewhere near Leggy's crotch down here. I think it's that side of the screen. And there is a Patreon link if you want to buy us a coffee and get us out of bed easier in the morning. So yeah, hope you enjoy the game and we'll catch you on deployment. We are back. We are playing Tides of Carnage today. Actually the same as yesterday, in which we've got the diagonal deployments. My Iron Warriors are obviously here, which is the side that I always am. Leggy is over here. His deployment zone is worth 7 to me, 5 for no man's land for both of us, and my deployment zone is worth 3 for me, and the opposite way round for Leggy. So I went first deploying. So I've got my sabres on this left flank, like screened a bit by the hill. I've got my wall of rhinos in the front with my seekers, veterans, tac. Got my las cannon rapiers here because they've got good arc of fire. Predators ready to move out for the arc of fire. Arcus, which now doesn't have to stay still to fire its warheads. Same. Sakaran. Mortars. And then at the end I went with my scouts here. And because Nemesis bolters are now 72-inch range, I've got scouts and Vigilator tucked away in here so that he can only be seen across this line of the table. Leggy, you responded to my deployment. How did you think while you were responding? I don't mean like in logical fashion, I mean like how did you deploy your units rather than your store
We've got
structure?
some assault marines over there to try and go forward and put some pressure on the... Because they're going to get splinter shelled, aren't they? So
yeah, they're the only target for the splinter shells.
Yeah.
So.
I think my apothecary is also hidden from the nasty sniper rifles for a turn, or at least deployment.
yeah, at least that first turn.
We've got two contemptors there and a Derrideo. The Death Shrouder and their Land Raider here. But I don't think that's going to last very long. 2 laser destroyers here with a siege breaker behind them.
So this is different to yesterday's game.
Yes.
So the siege breaker can now confer his sunder
to
any unit within 6. So trying it out there.
Yeah, and then a Leviathan on the flank.
Yeah, that
worked.
Oh, just that Leviathan thrown in at the end on the flank. Yeah. And you forgot your Las Rapier. The
Las Rapier. Yeah, in the middle there.
Yeah. So that is our deployment.
And it's not night fighting this time.
It's not. We both agreed not to be night fighting because Leggy felt so bad for me yesterday. Do you want to roll to seize?
So, see if I seize?
No. I so thought that was going to be a 6 then. And we will start Iron Warriors turn 1.
Yeah.
So we will get into turn 1 Iron Warriors. The Rhino is going to move forward 8 and 8 to get to here. And actually that can go flat out, in which it goes in the movement phase up to double its movement value. So I'm going to go 8 and 8 and park here because I don't like that Leviathan. Next.
I don't think the Leviathan's a fan of you either.
Oh no, but he can be as angry as he wants at that Tactical Squad's Rhino. Next, my Tactical Squad here is going to go 8, 9 and 9, like well enough range going flat out to just block off this approach for this Land Raider. I got the full force of letting Leggy get up the table yesterday, and it's not something I'd like to repeat. So next, I'm going to go with flat out. He's definitely going to get there, and I'm going to go to here with my Rhino.
Yeah.
That's just outside Leggy's deployment zone, so it's not yet a dangerous terrain check. And that is all my sacrificial land. So after a little bit of shuffling backwards, because you could just pre-measure the deployment zone if that was my intention, the Rhinos are now out of Leggy's deployment zone. And now the non-sacrificial Rhinos, the ones with the people in that need to do some stuff across the game. I'm not convinced that they don't actually want to do anything. They're going to stay where they are, quite happy with the Veteran Squad and Seeker Squad not dying in turn 1. My Sakaran is going to reposition. He's got 16-inch move, so he goes 8. And no, he's not. He's going to go 8. Because he's a fast vehicle, he's going to go another 8 to here, just to get a shot on Leggy's laser vindicators, which I don't like seeing. Oh, why does he have to do that? See, this is the thought process of game 2 of Heresy. It's a lot more thoughty than I wanted it to be. And I don't mean as a game, I mean as my own thought process, because I can't do it that well. Arcus is just shuffling over to get line of sight on the same Vindicators. Predators, it'll be hull down, but already have line of sight. These Sabres. Now, Leggy's Leviathan is already blocked in from this side. So I'm going to pull them round on that flank and we'll come back with their final position. So now the Sabres are here, and hopefully slightly blocked off from the Leviathan. He might gun them down with his Melterlands, but that's always a danger anyway. They've got to do something in this game. So we're going to start off shooting Rapier laser destroyers on the Vindicators. So that's 6 shots. Leggy's just going to nicely measure the range for me. They should be in. Just about.
Yeah.
Oh, I've played Fantasy 6, don't worry. What you guys don't know is Leggy is actually a massive fantasy player of old. So should have known that was 36 without looking. So they're 2 shots each now and twin linked. So they hit on 3s because it isn't night fighting. That's 4 hits. Re-rolling for twin linked. Still 4 hits. They are ordnance, so I'm going to have to do these 4 separately. The first one is a glance, 'cause it's strength 9. The second one is a pen. The third one is a glance. The fourth one is a pen. So 2 pens, 2 glances. And you have got a hold down position, Leggy, which means you get +1 to your cover save. So that's a 5-up cover.
So the glances?
Yeah.
Sorry, the penetrating hit.
And the England dice have come out. He wants to win. So that was the glances.
Where are the Melos dice? And the glances.
Ooh. So that was the pens that you did first.
Sadly, yes.
The pens go first.
I might do a reaction fire.
Okay.
They'll do a reaction fire. Because
Okay.
they're not going to get anything else to do, because I think you're going to kill them now.
You think I'm going to roll them 2 5-ups, do you?
You only need to roll a
5
yeah,
to explode, yeah, because AP1. So reactions back at the rapiers.
6 hits.
6 hits. And then 2s, because they're toughness 4
Yeah.
majority. That's what I like to see.
We haven't got the siege breaker with them.
They Sunder doesn't work
No.
against non-tanks.
So
4, and only 25% of me needs to be obscure, so I get my amazing 6-up save. We said we weren't going to argue about cover saves today, not that we did yesterday. Oh look, we didn't need to argue. All of them failed because it's a 6-up. A crewman, instant death. The rapier carriage is toughness 5, so isn't instant
2
death,
wounds.
so 2 wounds. So it just takes off an entire base of them. So the pen results on Leggy's Vindicator laser destroyers. Weapon destroyed. And what does the weapon destroyed do? I didn't I didn't shout it. Right, so 1 to 3 it's the
bolter,
combi.
Yeah, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6. Yes, it's
So the laser is down.
yeah.
And then the second pen 4 stunned.
Okay,
So it's snap firing its combi bolter next time.
they're reinforced, which basically
So it can
means-
move, but it can't.
No, it ignores the stunned and crew shaken.
Oh.
So
Is that a unit special rule?
Yeah.
Or is, so it's not a piece
Land
of
Raiders
war.
have it as well. It's the reinforced on the profile.
Ah, okay.
So it basically makes them like little super heavies from last edition. So
And interestingly,
Yeah.
Laser Vindicator's got it. Oh, actually, I did a glance and 2 pens, so that's that one gone
yeah,
anyway.
that is. Yeah.
Actually,
Well, he's useless anyway because he's lost his main gun.
yes. So that's the Laser Vindicators, a little bit neutralised. The Arcus is the most likely to be out of range of anything else, so that will fire into your Laser Vindicator. So the Arcus just has its 2 las cannons that hit on 3s. So 1 hit. Strength 9 against armour value 13. 4s, so it's a pen. And you've got your 5-up, Leggy. Oh, this is where we should be arguing about that cover. On to the Predators. So we've got 2 Predator autocannons that hit on 3s. And 4 shots each. They're now strength 8. And because I'm an Iron Warrior... Oh, boom! I forgot my Legion rule for the last 2 shots. So, what I did forget with the laser destroyers was that I get +1 to pen.
Yeah.
So I'm now strength 9 on my strength 8 Predator autocannons. So that's a glance and 2 pens from the autocannons.
A vehicle. So he's penetrated once and glancing. So only got 2 wounds left.
And it does snap firing, but you ignore that.
Ignore that, yeah.
Yeah. And then 4 las cannons. 3 hits. Strength 10 doesn't do anything, so just a pen. No. See if it blows. It doesn't, but it's wrecked anyway.
It's got 3 hull points. It's got 4 now.
It's got 4 hull points.
Yeah, most Rhino stuff had +1 hull point.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I still need to fire something else into,
Yeah.
into that laser vindicator. The worst. To be honest, I was expecting more damage than that. And it's still firing at full effectiveness, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the Sikaran is going to fire as its main target. I'm going to pick this Dreadnought.
Yeah.
So only one of the sponsons can see.
Yeah.
Now, with how the rules are now, if the other sponson can't see, it can pick a different target. So I'm going to pick your laser vindicator as the second target. So the one into the laser vindicator. Oh, of course it misses. Then the las cannon into the contemptor. It hits, obviously. Your toughness 7.
So 2.
I'm strength 10. Yeah. It wounds, and you're 5 up.
Ooh.
Of course. So then, my Predator Accelerator autocannon hits on 3s, and it's twin linked. Very lucky it's twin linked. So it hits 4 times, and this is why you need the Armoured Company commander that's BS5.
Yeah.
So 4 hits. Your toughness 7, so they all wound, but I'm going to look up the rending value of the Sakaran. So it's rending 6 up, so there's no rends. It is, however, 8 shots.
Yeah.
So, and twin linked. So 2 hits, strength 9. So 1.
Strength 8 basic.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's good. So 5.
Yeah. So 5.
But
So
it's only
AP dash.
So 2 up. Are you at the contemptor?
Yeah, whichever contemptor you want.
So 2 plus.
All fine.
It's all good.
And the exoshock doesn't trigger until the actual wound goes through.
Yeah.
Oh no, it doesn't trigger on a wound anyway, does it?
No, I think it only triggers on an armor save, on a armor value.
Next up, we're going to have the quad mortars into the big blob, because they might as well go first. Yeah, it's just around there.
If you go on him, you get 10.
So he's just well off. But yeah, it can't do anything to my rhino because it's strength 2. But the flips can flip back onto your unit, actually.
Yes.
So it's 9 inches off here this way.
Yeah.
To there. That's what we need it to do. Nothing and nothing. So, cheers for coming. And I think that's almost me done. I'm going to fire some snipers into your dreadnoughts. Actually, what I can do, I'm going to fire it into the laser rapier. 5 shots into the laser rapier, because I can't say it. So 4 hits, I'm going to do 2 on each crewman. 1 crewman is not rended but wounded twice. The second crewman is dead.
So the 2 wounds?
Yep.
We're good.
Fine.
So I've lost a crewman.
Yes, and I'm going to fire the other sniper squad at the same target.
Yeah.
So 4 hits, all on the crewman. He's dead. Twice over.
Is it still the guns removed when there's no
Yes.
crewman? Yeah.
And then my Vigilator is going to have a check what he can see, because I've put him in possibly the worst place for that. Okay, so the Vindicator in the trees can't actually see anything yet. He's biding his time for next turn. But the sabres that I almost forgot about over here are going to fire into the laser Vindicator, surprisingly.
Multi-motors are 24, aren't they?
24 multi-melters. So 2 multi-melters first. 1, and it's into the side. So 12 on the side now.
13 still.
13?
Yeah.
No.
Vindicators are tough little buggers.
No, 13?
Yeah.
So I'm strength
8.
8 plus 1 for my Iron Warriors rule.
Go away.
Nothing. Snub auto cannons. So would you say, how many out of the 2 would snub auto cannons would you say could see? Because actually, I've modelled these wrong.
You're centerline weapons, aren't you? Oh. So strictly none of them.
None. Okay, so I'm going to fire 2 Saber missiles into your Vindicators.
Yeah.
Then.
You can turn them if you want.
I won't learn if I turn them.
Man, they treated you harshly to play 30k.
What's that?
They treated you harshly, the Preston lot.
Yeah. Well, you've got to get a kick in, and then you won't forget it. Strength 7.
Yeah.
Rending 6 up. I'm now strength 8 for being Iron Warriors. So, of course not.
The Vindicator is creaking, but he's still alive.
So, yeah, that's Iron Warriors turn 1.
Yeah.
Not as effective as I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
But at least Leggy's blocked off a little bit.
I guess just going to run forward.
So yeah, dreadnoughts are 8 inches, as we discovered last night,
Yes.
rather than 7, which we sort of assumed. So yeah, like moving his Contemptors forward over here. He ignores the terrain. Is that because of Death Guard or because of Creeping Death?
Creeping Death. They're just flexing. So.
Because they are the slow legion, that's why they move full all the time. So, what I should have done here, thinking about it immediately, I should have recognised that Leggy was going to do his jump, and when this dreadnought moved, I should have reacted and reversed my rhino, or advanced my rhino to the dreadnought. So that's actually a quirk that I think I'm going to be missing a lot. I'm not going to lie, I'm probably going to be missing that a lot. Because I thought about doing it and then then didn't. So yeah, Assault Squad, ignoring the rhino, but I think it's probably slightly annoying. So what? Jump pack to 12-inch move?
Yeah, 12-inch move, you ignore terrain.
Okay.
But
so what was the purpose of using your jump packs then?
To move,
you ignore
move
terrain anyway, don't you?
But they can move over terrain without.
Right. Okay.
I'm tempted to try and kill the Sakaar and Arcus because you've never got to fire it yet.
Yeah, in the last game I left it off the board and then failed 2 reserves rolls. And by left it off the board I don't mean on purpose. Dreadnought's getting within 1 inch of a rhino. So that's the Leviathan moving up. I hope I've been suitably annoying with the placement of my rhinos. And the Vindicator moving forwards. Because, as we said before, you can now move and fire with these laser Vindicators. So, and of course the Siege Breaker just shuffles into the back.
6 bolt pistols, and they're armor 10 at the back of that, aren't they?
Armour 10, yes. So, Leggy's going to fire his Assault Squad's bolt pistols into the back of the Rhino. Very effective, Leggy. 2 hits.
No.
A 5. So nothing.
No.
Now, if you'd been Iron Warriors, because I don't get to remind people about my lack of morale checks now, so I'm going to remind you that if you'd have been Iron Warriors, you'd have got that.
I probably also should have thrown a crack grenade instead, but
You should have done.
that Vindicator at your Sakaar and Arcus, I think.
You've moved forward, so it will be in.
Yeah.
Because I from the tank, I would have been in. It was from the gun that I was out. So, Leggy's rolling out of the box, and you'd been disappointed if you'd have hit 3 times. 2 misses.
Twin linked.
1 miss. Good.
So the first one.
So a 6 or a
14.
pen. And a glance.
A pen and a glance.
I'm not hull down because from Leggy's unit, he can see the front of the chassis. However, 25% of me will be obscured, I think.
Yeah,
and I imagine we're not worrying about the 6 up. So it's a 6 up against the pen and a 6 up against the glance. Terrible.
So the pen goes to 3.
So I can't fire next turn.
No.
But my Hammer of Olympia means I ignore that result.
Yes.
So it's 2 hull points.
I've also got Exoshock on it.
So on a what? Do you get
6.
an extra shot? On a 6 he gets an extra hull point? No. But that is 2 hull points left on the Arcus.
Dreadnought last cannons?
Yep, so that's from the, what's it called? Deredio.
Yes. At the Sakaran.
The normal Sakaran.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Okay. And it's twin linked, I imagine?
It is twin linked.
Ah, good. Good.
So it is 10 thunder.
10.
So
10 front, yeah.
penetrates.
Yep. I won't have any cover from there.
No.
So see what it does. 2. So are you AP 1 or 2?
AP2.
AP 2, so that's a shaken and I ignore that.
And that's got Exoshock as well. This is on a 5.
Yeah, it doesn't come off. I'm liking Hammer of Olympia more and more, to be honest.
It is useful not being able to bother about shaking. Well, I'll Gravis last cannon from that Dreadnought at your Sakaar and Arcus.
Yeah, so that's 2 shots for the Gravis
2 shots.
Las Cannon now. 2 hits. UBS 5 still?
Yes, still BS5. Strength 9, so you armor 13 still.
On the front, yes.
So one penetrates.
And I 6 up cover from being
Yeah.
obscured from around. Oh, I saw that 6.
Sorry.
You don't have to apologise, don't worry, everyone does it. So a 5, weapon destroyed. So
Yes.
I've got 2 las cannons, I've got a heavy bolter and my Arcus array. So reroll 5, 6.
Yes.
Las cannon on the left is 1, las cannon on the right is 2, heavy bolter's 3, Arcus is 4. Las cannon on the left is 1. It's got 1 whole point left, yes. But it can still fire pretty much fully effectively. This is how I felt with the laser vindicator destroyers, you realise.
Frustrating. The other Gravis las cannon on the other dreadnought will fire at the Sikaran.
So the normal Sicarian?
Yeah, that one. So you're not in cover from that, are you?
No.
So
2 hits. I think you're in the side here, so glance and a pen.
Yeah.
So see what the pen does. 2, 3, I ignore it. So I'm on 1 hull point.
I just can't seem to blow you up.
It's very frustrating.
So that Land Raider will shoot your predators.
Okay.
Because that means that one can't see the predators, so it can fire at something else. Is that right? Well, it's got a paramachine spirit.
Yes.
So yes.
So the way sponsons work now is it's not about where the actual model can get to. It's an actual line and you fire that direction of the hull. So even though the model might actually be able to like angle in on itself and see the predators, that does not matter. So yeah.
So at the Gravis las cannons on that side.
Yeah. At the predators. So
Yeah,
2 hits.
Twice.
You need 4s, so 1 pen.
Yeah, 1 pen.
And there's no cover from
No
there.
cover. So see what I do.
Yeah.
6.
Immobilised.
Immobilised.
Worst positions to be immobilised in.
Yes. The heavy bolter can't do anything to you.
No, and into, what was it, the Arcus or the Sicarian?
The other las cannon will fire at the Sikaran.
The normal Sicarian.
No, the Arcus, sorry.
Okay. So 1 hit.
Come on, penetrate it. Oh.
Oh, it depends. 6 up cover. I imagine from there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So 6 up cover? No. No, but it's gone.
It's gone. The heavy bolters will...
Not be able to do anything.
No.
Because you can't actually target them at a different time.
Yes, because I'm a defensive weapon. The heavy bolters, so I'll fight you.
Oh, so you can target a different thing. So into the rapiers?
Yeah, into the
what
rapiers.
you saying?
Yeah.
Okay. 3 shots hitting on 3s, they all hit. These gunners are really good in the heavy bolter.
Just 1.
So 2 wounds because I'm majority toughness 4.
Yes.
So artillery carriages have changed. They're no longer toughness 7, they're toughness 5 now, and you don't always use the rapier carriage's toughness. You just use the majority. So they got a nerf in that one. So 2 armour saves. So the crewman at the front is dead.
Okay.
But I say it failing 1. So 3 wounds left on that base because I've modelled them weird.
The Leviathan?
Shooting.
Yes. So the Cyclonic Lance?
Yep. So it hits on 3, or it hits on 2s.
Hits on
so
2s.
Leggy's got 3 hits. Can't speak, can I? He's got 3 hits. And he's
At long range.
yes. Almost like I pre-measured that distance, but I didn't. Because I'm an idiot.
That's 1 penetrate.
Yeah, and there's no cover from there.
Are you front armor 11?
12.
12. Okay.
So yeah. So 1 pen, see what it does.
I finally blew something up.
No, not my saber. Oh, it's whichever one I want, isn't it? So, this saber's coming off. Mm-hmm. And I never reacted 1 single time. The sabers are going to react to your Leviathan.
Yes.
So, because I didn't react a single time. It's going to be hard to break that habit. So, this
is
is
sitting there silent.
Yeah. So I'm going to fire the 2 multi-melters back because this is before models are removed.
Yeah.
So 2 hits. I'm strength 9 against walkers. So 3s. 2 wounds at AP 1. So you've only got your 5 up. One is saved anyway. Then I've got 2 snub autocannons that are twin linked. So I've got 3 hits from the 3s. I'm strength 9 because I'm Iron Warriors. 3 wounds, and I believe that's a rend, but we'll very quickly look it up. So snub autocannons, I got it wrong. They were strength 7, not strength 8. The Predator autocannon is strength 8. So I thought it was all vehicle autocannons. So the 4 still wounds because I'm +1 strength because of Iron Warriors. So that's fine. That's just an armor save. But it's rending 5 up, which is actually
quite tasty.
Yeah, in this situation.
So the 2 red ones are the invulnerable saves.
Okay.
And the white one's the armor save.
So armor passed. Wound. Yeah, 1 invulnerable passed and 1 wound. So that's down to 6 wounds, is it now?
I think 5. Yeah. 5 wounds.
Yes. Okay. Any assaults?
So the assault squad's 10 inches away from your Recce Marines.
They are. However, you fired your bolt pistols into the Rhino, so you can't do it.
Correct, I did.
Because I actually really liked that fact that you fired them bolt pistols there.
Your go then.
Okay, my go. Excellent. Actually, that wasn't as dominating as last time we played. Because I will tell you, viewers, it was very dominating last time we played. I think the bait rhinos have really worked this time.
Yeah.
We're going to start off Iron Warriors turn 2. Going to reverse this saber to just here. So it's still within range of that Leviathan, but not within half distance unless the Leviathan goes round. The Rhino is just going to get even more annoyingly in the way and force Leggy to move round it. The Rhino over here is going to move, turn round, move. It's going to do its flat out, so it's well within range of coming all the way round at 32-inch range movement to get to sort of here. The Rhino at this side is going to reverse and reverse. And sort of annoyingly stand in front of Leggy's Land Raider again. And I mean, he can flat out to go somewhere useful, can Leggy, but I'm not going to do it. My Sakaran is going to regret having turned up to the battlefield because it's on 1 hull point left. It's going to just stay where it is, point its hull that way, just stay where it is. I think that's actually all my movement for this turn. So we're going to get into the shooting phase.
Yeah.
In which I'm going to start out with my laser rapiers firing into your Land Raider. So 4 shots from the laser rapiers that hit on 3s. Luckily it's twin linked because 3 misses. So it's 3 hits. It doesn't matter whether I'm side or front or whatever. No. 14 all round as we know Land Raider. I'm strength 10 because of Iron Warriors rules and I've remembered them now. So I pen on a 5 and glance on a 4. And I should have done them all separately. So I've got a 3, a 3 and a 4. So the additional dice, because it's ordnance, is a 6 and a 3. The next one, a 3 and a 1. The next one, a 4 and a 1. So I've got a glance and a pen.
Glance and a pen.
Yeah.
So
6 up cover from obscured. Because I can actually see the facing that I can see.
The red's the penetration.
Okay. So the pen goes through and the glance is saved. So the pen does, bam.
So strength 8.
Hit. Strength 8 hit on all inside, yeah. So it still allows armor saves, but exploding just got a lot more deadly. What characters have you got in there?
Only a Herald.
Are they inexorable or war
hardened?
hardened?
No, the Herald isn't.
Right, so on the Herald, it wounds him. On a 1, he's just going to die. Shame. He rolled his Melos dice. We knew that wasn't going to fail. So there's 5 Death Shroud. Wounded on 2s. So 3 wounds, and this doesn't double them out. So 3 saves. Well done, Laser Vindicators. I like you guys. That's not the worst result I've ever got from them. So a quick rundown of the turn up to now, because I forgot to turn the mics on. What I might do is a voiceover of everything that's just happened. I fired the Sikaran at the Laser Vindicator with its secondary sponsor and the Darideo. It did 3 wounds to the Darideo and nothing to the Vindicator.
Because it missed again.
Yeah. And the Predators have just blown up the Laser Destroyer Vindicator with their right-hand side las cannons, and their auto cannons are about to fire into the Leviathan.
Yes.
Actually, their las cannons on the left have just gone into the Leviathan, and it took a wound, didn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a quick rundown, and hopefully there's no more fuck-ups in mine and Leggy's microphones from my end. Hopefully it's all Leggy's fault from now on. So 3s to hit the Leviathan. So 3 misses. And I'm strength 8 base, because they actually are strength 8 base now rather than me just lying.
Yeah. So 3s? 9
for Iron Warriors, so 3s. So it's 2 rends and 2 wounds, because they rend on a 6.
So the rends? No, those dice are not good to me. Yes, good lad. Back to the England dice.
And then the 2 normal wounds.
Good lad, see? They know their true master.
So that was no wounds done to Leviathan from the Predators. Mm-hmm. My snub autocannon and multi-melter from the Sabre is going to fire into your Darideo.
Yes.
So the snub autocannon.
Into the Leviathan.
Yeah, not the Darideo, yeah, the Leviathan. So 2 hits. It rends on a 5. So a not wound, and I make strength 8 from Iron Warrior, so 1 wound. He's passed. And then the multi-melter doesn't hit. Next, my scouts here are my recons, because there's actually a difference now.
Yes.
Are going to fire into your Herald. So 4 hits. They're all snipers, so they do just go straight into the Herald. 5s to rend. So a wound because it's strength 5, and a rend.
So the rend?
The rend goes through. The armor save. He's dead because he's only got 2 wounds. Well done, snipers. So the Death Shroud lose their Fearless, so now have to take a pinning check because their squad took a wound. They are leadership 9, aren't they?
They are.
Do you know what, Leggy? How the tables have turned from yesterday.
Indeed.
I'm so glad I purposefully destroyed that footage.
It is what it is.
You win some, you lose some, and you smashed me so hard yesterday. I think this was coming. You shouldn't have let me have that first turn.
No, I shouldn't have. That's the last time I do that.
You've learned. So 5 recons over here into... How many wounds has your Darideo got there?
I think we've got 7.
7 total, and it's taken
6 total.
So he's got 3 wounds left. I'd quite like to plink it off, really. Top hatch here, and the combi bolter from the actual Rhino.
Yep.
I'm going to plink into your Darideo. I'm going to measure the 12. Can you just measure the 12 for me, actually? Is it in rapid fire range? No, it's not.
No.
It'll be out. So I've got 3 3 bolter shots into it. The pinning of the shrapnel doesn't matter, so we'll just do them all at the same time. Hopefully I can repeat that roll on the next. So 3 hits. Oh, I don't. How unexpected. So it does nothing. The Seekers here and Vets here should have maybe got out. But the shrapnel quad launchers are going to fire at your... Yeah, they're going to fire at your assault squad next. So I still can't see Leggy's apothecary.
No.
So I don't mind firing this next. I think Leggy was like, ooh, he's doing this in the wrong order, but there's no benefits for saving it.
No.
So I'm actually going to place it here on this Marine's head with the power axe. I can see them, so I remove my ballistic skill from the to hit roll. So it goes 4 inches to the side and nails this dreadnought right in between here. So there's 2 on the dreadnought and 3 squad members. The scatter hits, so I can place it where I want. So I'm going to get all of this group in here and the dreadnought again. And the next scatter flips from here to here and gets, I think, 4 guys. Mm-hmm. So it's 4, 7, and from here I can get all of them, so 7. 14 on the squad and 2 on the dreadnought, and this dreadnought gets 1.
Yeah. I will use Remorseless.
To prevent pinning.
Yes.
Okay, so on this dreadnought, strength 2, it needs a 6. On this dreadnought, strength 2, it needs a 6. That's 2 dice. Nope, really unexpected. So that's strength 2 and 6s will rend. So it's 2 rends there and another 5 for the 15. So the last 5, no more. So 2 rends. So if you fail,
we're good.
you pass 2. And then you get your movement from your inexorable advance, or what's it called?
Remorseless advance.
Remorseless advance. There's too many words that mean relentless in this game now. Okay, so this is the final position of the squad. And that means, where is your apothecary? Right at the back there. I still probably haven't got a shot on him. So I'm just going to straight away shoot these snipers here into that squad. So that's 5 shots. So all 5 hit. So I'm going to do 1. You've got 3 power axes.
3 power axes, yeah.
So I'm going to do 1 on each power axe. And then I'm just going to go back through the power axes again.
Yeah.
So the 2 on the first power axe, wound. The 2 on the second power axe, rend and wound. The third power axe, wound. So basically you've got
a wound on. One's taking 2 wounds.
One's taken 2 basic wounds. One's taken 2 basic wounds and fails. And then he's got his 5 up damage mitigation.
Yeah.
So he fails, so that's 1 power axe dead because it doesn't overspill.
You've got 1 who's on a rending.
Yeah, 1 rend, so that's just the 5 up.
He's good.
And then 1 that has just taken 1 normal wound.
He's good.
Fine.
So 1 power axe dead.
Yes. I've already taken these here. Oh, so that is now a pinning check for them. Does your remorseless advance last all turn?
No, it's only from that shooting attack.
Okay, so pinning check.
We're good.
And your Praetor's there. Yeah, so they're all good.
A Praetor is still 10?
Yeah, it's still 10, don't worry. Vigilator is now going to fire at this squad and pick one of these 2 at the front, because that's probably all. I think he might actually be able to see this power axe. So he's going to fire at that power axe. He misses in a repeat of yesterday.
But it is Mastercraft.
But we now know it's Mastercrafted. Yes, thank you, Leggy. So he hits the power axe. He rends on a 2. He wounds the power axe and you've got 5 up damage mitigation. I think that's largely my shooting phase done, actually. No assaults, you'll be surprised to hear, from an Iron Warriors player with no tyrants on the board. There might be some assaults in the next game. But yeah, that is my turn, and over to you. So Death Guard turn 2.
Turn 2. So see if my reserves turn up.
So Leggy's Termite doesn't come in. And I don't think this was as short a game as you thought from the direction. So Leggy has to go a more curving route than that because he can't get within 1 of me. So just go, yeah. But it's important. Assault squad's first.
Yeah.
So we'll come back with the final position of that assault squad.
If he's going to
So
go...
Leggy has moved his Dreadnought here. I'm going to react with an advance with this Rhino to... Oh, he's now made it hard for me. So I've got to go towards that unit a certain amount. So to there, just to prevent any lateral movement, because I can't actually now block this off.
Yeah.
His assault squad's ended up here. And he's using that base as a marker because it's about an inch. So I think this is one thing about reactions. It's going to prevent... Do you know that bit where we're nice and we go, oh yeah, you can redo that bit? I think it's actually now prevents that bit. Because it really matters for that. Do you know, like the final position of the unit for that reaction? The Death Shroud are pinned. Oh, but you can still move because you're...
Yeah.
So it didn't actually matter that they were pinned.
No, not really.
Oh, but you can't charge.
I can't
you?
assault.
Yeah, and just moving up to behind there.
So we will go...
Ooh, he keeps hitting himself on the hook. Yeah.
So the Derridae will...
Into shooting is this now?
Yeah, fire at that one. That's the one with your Seeker then, isn't it?
Yeah, the Derridae is going to fire into my Seeker's Rhino here.
Hits twice.
2 hits, strength 8.
10.
Strength... Oh, las cannons, isn't it? Yeah.
Straight through.
2 pens. I've got my 6s. No. And it does crew shaken, which I ignore.
You do.
Is the Melter Lance into the Seeker's Rhino?
It might have to be. But it then means I can't assault the...
The Scouts and Vigilator.
I'll tell you what, that will fire first.
Okay. So 2 hits from the Gravis las cannon at the back.
So at least it's glanced to death.
We'll see.
Yeah.
So I only need to be 25% covered. It's glanced to death.
And it's gone bang. Well, no, it's double. Yeah.
Yeah, it's immobilised, so it's
not
just
gone
gone.
bang.
So I'll come back with the final position of that unit now. So the final position of these Seekers from the destroyed Rhino, which will now just become part of the cover, is here. So I just choosing that so that Leggy can't immediately assault me with the Dreadnoughts. I want another turn of being able to shoot and use those Seekers, thanks. So this is the Magna las cannon, which is out of range. So the Magna Melter, out of range.
It's got Phosphex, which is the...
That's 18-inch range, isn't it?
Yeah. But then...
But you can't target something
No,
that's out of range.
No bueno.
Scuppered. So the assault squad is 10 inches away.
Sydney's an 8.
Yeah, because they get +2 to their charge
Yeah.
when they assault. I think we're in need of a decision-making phase.
Well, if you roll an 8, the Dreadnought here can still charge your Recon Marines.
Unless your trail blocks.
Yeah, that's the problem. So let's go and blow up some poor scouts. So we'll try the Phosphex at them.
Okay. So scatter dice onto the scouts. It goes...
So I can't see them from that, so it's going to scatter...
Oh, where are you putting it? Because we didn't say where you were putting it.
I'll just go on then.
Right. It's on there, and it goes 9 inches.
Yeah.
That's the full template.
And I can only go back
there.
D3, can't I?
Yes. So or 3 inches full, so it flips.
Can you go...
here.
How far are the Wrecking Marines away?
So 12, it's 12 inches maximum scatter.
Yeah.
So even from the furthest extent, it's still off.
Yeah.
The Seekers.
The 4 Melter Lance shots, are you?
Yep. So 4 hits, and then 4 rolls to wound. 2 fail.
2 fail.
And 2 cover, plus
Yeah.
1 for being skirmishers. So 1 passed, 1
Yeah.
dead. So the 1 dead, I'm just going to have a think of what else Leggy's got to shoot. He's got his 1 Magna las cannon, or Gravis las cannon. And that's about it. So I'm going to use one of my reactions, because I get 2, And that's through my Warlord trait of Tyrant of the Dodecatheon. I'm going to use my reaction to fire back at that.
Yes.
This comes before removing casualties for damage mitigation. So, rolling 5 dice, hitting on 3s, 2 hits, and I need 5s to rend. 2 rends. Failed both, so it takes 2 wounds. So not bad for the loss of a scout.
No.
And your last piece of shooting on the Gravis Lascannon.
So that rhino's still alive?
Yeah. So the only rhino that's been destroyed up to now is this Seeker's rhino.
So the Assault Marines will assault the... I'll make the guarantee charge.
So Leggy's going to go into the recons here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to consider what else he's going to do. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to Overwatch now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to shoot my 5 recons. So the 5 recons, roll to hit. I've got 2 hits. It's enough. Onto your Apothecary. 1 rend on the Apothecary, so he only gets his damage mitigation. The Apothecary dies.
Apothecary dies.
And that is a pinning check for you, sir. So his pinning check is fine, as we expected, but his Apothecary is removed. Your roll to get in cannot fail.
No.
10, can't fail. And you would have got the
Should have
Seekers.
gone into the Seekers.
So, should we just leave them there?
Yes,
They're all
we'll just
in.
leave
With the
them there.
pile-ins, they all get to attack.
That Dreadnought will charge that rhino.
So, this Dreadnought here that didn't
not
shoot
fired.
at anything, yeah. So, Leggy's roll is a 7.
Um,
So, where do you want to start? And you, Leviathan, I imagine, into the recons, or...
Same again. Come on.
He's going to have to take a winding route round the Vigilator. Because he can't charge the Vigilator, so can't get within 1 inch. He's maybe in. We'll measure it and come back. So yeah, Leggy's Dreadnought did actually get it. I was a dirty liar and thought that you had to stay outside of 1 inch on the charge. You don't.
They will charge the rhino.
They can't because they were pinned.
No, you become unpinned at the start of your turn.
No, you don't. You become pinned. Otherwise, it would be useless.
Yeah.
You become unpinned at the end of the turn. God, this is just because you don't suffer the effects.
So let's do some combat.
Yeah.
So the Leviathan does D3
Impact.
or 3 impact hits. I think it's a straight 3 for a Leviathan.
I'm happy with you doing 3 because to keep it moving, that can do 3 because you're going to wipe out that squad anyway. Maybe not if you keep rolling that. So there's no armor save, I imagine. Or is it an armor save in this edition still?
I'm not sure. To be honest, I'm not sure.
Does it matter? Does it matter? It matters. I've saved it if it mattered.
I'll do my attacks normally because I've got 5 attacks with charging.
And we'll look it up if that Hammer of Wrath actually matters. So, 3 hits, 3 dead. Do I fail my armor save? So my
Morale.
my morale.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter because my morale's failed. I run 4 versus Leggy's initiative 5.
I'm higher
We
initiative,
need,
so
but you have to beat my roll now rather than
beat
equal.
it rather than equal it.
Yeah, so we need to look all this up. So 3 are dead from the Talons, leaving 1, which will be the Sergeant, to run away.
What's the actual rule called?
Hammer of Wrath. So basically, to distill all of that down, Leggy's killed 3 from the squad with his claws. The Sergeant either fails or passes his armor save versus the Hammer of Wrath. And if he'd have just failed, it would have been a much easier situation.
It's AP 0.
Right, so he's passed. So he gets his 2 attacks back against the Leviathan before he runs. So he's failed to hit both. He gets away.
Yeah.
He runs 2d6. 12 back to my table edge. Luckily, it's this way. 9, 12. So yeah, the Leviathan doesn't kill anyone. Or doesn't kill the full squad.
The 3 very dead recon marines would disagree.
It's not a full unit kill. That's the only thing the Iron Warriors count.
Those ones.
Your Dreadnought combat first, or do you want to do the recon?
Yeah, we'll do that one first. So they've only got 3 attacks, 4 attacks because he's charged.
Yeah, so hitting on 3s. 3 hits. And he's strength.
9.
So 1s will fail because it's an auto fail. But he at least glances me to death. Do you want to roll to see if it explodes?
Yeah.
No. So it's just wrecked, and I disgorge the tactical squad in a minute.
Yep.
From that rhino.
These assault marines?
Yep.
So I've got 2 power axes left, haven't I?
Yeah. Well, do you want to do your Praetor first?
Yeah, we'll do the Praetor first. He's mastercrafted.
Of course he is. So 5 hits, and this will be enough to wipe the squad on
Yes.
2s. The squad is wiped before they get to strike.
There we go.
See, that's what we were going for with the Leviathan. We know it's coming. We just need to see if it's easy to resolve. So yeah, that is the combat phase done. You can consolidate your initiative with the assault squad. The Dreadnought was locked with a vehicle, so can't.
No.
And your Leviathan can consolidate its initiative. So we'll come back with the tactical squad getting out and everything else having happened. Final positions of the units. These have spread out and stayed within 12 of the mortars, so I can't fire at them. The tactical squad is disgorged here. Reason being, they've got pinning shrapnel bolts with 4 shots each. Oh no, with 3 shots each, because I've not got the Warlord trait for the 4th. So I'm hoping I can at least pin something again. The Leviathan has consolidated a measly amount of inches to here. How many hull points has that got left, Leggy? Like 5?
You've done 4 to it.
Done 4 to it, so it's got...
I think it's got 7 wounds, so 3 left.
Okay, so is that going into my turn?
It is.
So, you see, Leggy thinks he's going to lose. I think I'm going to lose. So we'll see. We'll see who is correct.
I'm actually just looking at the pinning rules. So I've played Tom where he relies on it. I've never actually read the pinning rules, which is probably a mistake.
Good to know both of you are playing that correctly. Into Iron Warrior's movement phase of turn 3. And this is a 6-turn game, isn't it?
Yes.
So the Seekers are going to move. The Seekers are probably just going to stay exactly where they are. They don't need to move. The Rhino here is going to get its passengers out first. And that's the veteran squad. Okay, the veterans have got out to here. The Rhino is then going to move its 16 and just maintain being really annoying. That's, I think, just my game plan is just be so annoying to Leggy that he wants to just go home. I'm going to see if I rally my Scout Sergeant. 4 and a 1, he does, he rallies. My Predators, I'm going to disengage the squadron from each other because one is immobilised and the other one is going to move to the back here. The Sabre is going to just... Will you just pivot it for me, please, Leggy? Pivot that way and point at the Leviathan. Is going to move round the siege breaker to there, and I'm going to roll to see if I get dangerous terrain because I'm now in his deployment zone. I don't, I'm fine. This other Rhino here is going to move 9, 15 and roll its dangerous terrain. It's fine. Basically just still trying to be as annoying as possible with these tactical squads. These tacticals here are going to try and make it so that if Leggy's Dreadnoughts want to take them out, they're going to have to be out of the rest of the battle just to take out a tactical squad. That's the tactical squad's move. The Seekers are staying where they are. Predator moved. Yeah, everything's moved. So into shooting phase, first thing I'm going to do is Fury of Olympia, my tactical squad, into Leggy's Assault Marines. So that's 30 shots, hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s, because I love rolling lots of dice. So it's 24 hits from the 30 shots, and we'll go into wounds at strength 4. 14 total bolter wounds. Leggy luckily remembered, because I just doing so many dice rolls, while narrating my brain farts.
Yeah.
So
I'm going on the squad.
Okay. So that's 3 wounds done. and 3 dead Marines. And that's also a pinning check for your assault squad. They pass. So the Seekers are going to go first because they're still within their 18 to get the rending on a 4.
Yeah.
And the bolters are, if I decide to pop them, plasmas from the vets are already out of rapid fire. Was that why you took off those ones? Yeah. I still think it was worth checking whether I could pin with my tactical squad first, because that just would delay.
Negates them as the problem then.
For that turn.
Yeah.
So it was worth it, but having not pulled it off, it then gives a decision. So Seekers hit on 2s. So 8 hits. These are all sniper. I've got 3 hits and 5 precision shots.
Yeah.
So the 3 hits just onto the squad where Leggy wants is 2 dead and an armor save. So the armor save failed, so that's 3 dead.
Yeah.
And then the 5 precision shots, I'm going to go. Your sergeant's still around. I'm going to put 2 on the sergeant.
Yep.
How many power axes have you still got in this squad?
2.
2. So I'm going to put 1 on each power axe.
Yeah.
3 on the sergeant. So 1 on each power axe, a rend and a nothing. So that's just the one power axe dead. And then 3 on the sergeant gets a 6 and he's dead. Basically, as we can see from this game, precision shot is massive now. Now that I've taken out his apothecary because of precision shot, I've started neutralising this squad. Yeah, 3 dead from the initial wounds and your sergeant. So that is also a morale check at the end of the turn. Seekers don't cause pinning in this edition.
Okay.
From that, they just don't get it. But what I am going to do is fire my rallied sergeant into your Leviathan. He hits. Actually, you should have fired over here, but I've already said it. He hits the Leviathan. He doesn't wound the Leviathan because it's a rending on a 5. So that was because I was looking over here at the Vigilator, and I'm going to have to come round to see what he can see.
I'm just debating whether to open back on him.
On the 1.
Let's fire back in.
So Leggy's reacting with his Leviathan into the recon sergeant.
The Melter Lance?
Yeah. All hit. He's dead. Do you know what? If I get 3 6s now, his skirmish has saved him.
Yeah.
And we'll have to look at the rule. I don't, so he's dead. I don't know whether skirmisher works in the open, like stealth did, but it doesn't matter because of that rule.
I don't think it does.
Is it only if you're in cover?
Yeah, I think you get +1 to cover saves.
Right. So if you don't get one, you don't get it. Yeah, and I'll look that up later, but we just made sure it didn't matter. The Vigilator can only see the Death Shroud round here, so he's going to try and pin them for another turn. He hits. There's no wounded Death Shroud, is there? Because it was your guy that I took out. Your Herald. He wounds, and it was a rend. You failed it. So they take a wound and take a pinning check. They love it.
Never in doubt.
My snub autocannon on my Sabre over here is going to fire into Leggy's Leviathan now that Scout Sergeant has been taken out. It's twin linked, so hits twice. It rends on a 5 and his strength 7 + 1, so it 4s and 5s rend. A rend and a wound.
Rend.
Goes through. The wound doesn't do a wound. So how many's he got left?
It's 5 wounds, so 2.
2 wounds left. Multi-melter doesn't hit. Obviously, it's a multi-melter, it's not going to hit. Now, I've got 2 predators here. They can actually fire into different targets if I really want. But I don't want. So, because I'm going to have to take out this Leviathan. This predator here that's sort of in shelter is going to do its las cannon and predator autocannon into the Leviathan. And its other las cannon, I don't believe can see anything, so it's not going to do that. So the las cannon misses. And the predator autocannon hits 3 times. It's strength 9 and 6 is rend.
Yeah.
So it's 3s and 6s. And I'm just giving Leggy the opportunity to tell me I'm wrong. Like on purpose, that is. He sticks around. And the predator here is going to do the same. But now its las cannon can actually probably see the Deredio, giving Leggy the opportunity to tell me I'm wrong.
Never.
So the Predator cannon hits 4 times. Again, it's 3s and 6s rend.
Yeah.
No rends, but 2 wounds. Loves it. On the England dice. The las cannon misses, obviously it's a las cannon. The las cannon into the Deredio. Hits, just where I don't need it. Wounds where I don't need it. And it takes the wound where I don't need it. So this is going to come down to the rapier laser destroyers. Or even some long bomb shots from the vets, which I've been strategically not firing yet. So the laser destroyers hit 3 times. They're strength 10 against walkers.
Yep. Oh.
The ordnance does nothing against their thing. So it's 1. Does he have 1 wound left?
He has 2 wounds left.
There's 2 wounds left. Ugh. He takes a wound.
1 wound left.
So it's now becoming more and more likely that I'm going to have to fire this vet squad over there. But first I'm going to measure how far the rhinos are away, just in the vain hope. I'm going to delay a bit longer and fire these shrapnel ammo into your grave wardens. No, Death Shroud. And I was actually just considering just trying to blast the Leviathan with them.
Yeah.
But he's too close to my Vigilator. Is it?
Yeah, I'm
No,
not sure.
I think I can centre it over him without getting the Vigilator, but
You probably can.
I'm going to do that. I'm actually going to do that. So they're in range. I'm actually going to centre it right over this corner of his base. Leggy, will you?
So what
please?
strength is it?
Strength 3, but I rend on a 6, so I can still hurt.
Yeah, I'm just seeing what a wound chart is.
I can only hurt it because of the rend. I can't hurt it because of the actual strength. It scatters 6 inches off over to this point here. And basically I need a scatter back or to hit to get anything. Nothing. And I get 1 hit on the Leviathan. So if I get a 6, it's rendered. No. And I'm going to have to fire 3 plasmas from the tactical squad. So this was all to delay having to make a meaningful choice with this tactical squad. And I was trying to make it worth it because I'm going to lose something big over here. And these are gone either way. So I'm going to do 3 combi plasma. I'm going to pop the combi into the Leviathan. So they hit on 3s. 3 hits. Leggy's wincing, I think, a bit here. 4s to rend, really. 2 rends. He's on 1 wound, isn't he? Oh! Oh. Painful.
That was very unlucky.
That is my shooting phase.
10 inches away, so 6-inch move, 4-inch charge. You could always fluff the charge.
He could always fluff that 4-inch charge. I'm not counting on it though.
No.
So, yeah, over to Leggy's turn. On your turn 3.
Right, so the assault squad.
So here I've tried to split Leggy's decisions.
Yeah.
So he's got no good option. He's just got the...
Basically, I'm concentrating on killing the things which pin me.
Oh, are you going after the martyrs still?
Yeah.
I suppose they're annoying enough that you've got to, haven't you?
Well, it's more... Ordinarily, I would move the Praetor out the unit and go until kill 2 units, but the Overwatch, I wouldn't risk charging the Praetor on his own.
Yeah, because both of these squads here will mow down that Praetor on the Overwatch at least. Which secures them plasmas and seekers luckily for another turn.
It does.
It's crucially.
Unless the Death Shroud can be quite good.
So they can move 7. Should we just move them plants out of the way for a sec?
Yeah.
Because you ignore them.
I do. And that vehicle is just...
And they can't go within an inch of this
Yeah,
one.
the vehicle, that's just dangerous terrain to me, isn't it?
Yes.
So
7 gets you to here.
Yeah. So 3-inch charge into the veteran. We'll give it a go.
And you ignore dangerous and difficult, don't
Yes,
you? So
ignore dangerous and difficult. So
you're just on top. And more decision making phase for Leggy.
It's not really, it's just charging everything that can is going to be within range.
So what the real option here is Leggy needs to split my Overwatch. Because
Yes.
we've pre-measured the ranges, and it's going to come down to, like, do I Overwatch here against the Leviathan?
Yeah.
Do I Overwatch here against these? Like, someone isn't going to be able to Overwatch. Mm-hmm. It's going to be them. One sec. I might react. So Leggy's Termite is coming in. He rolled it just as the camera got too hot, which is a common occurrence in these. God, it is just so hot every day, isn't it now? And in this studio, it's doubly so. Hits.
Very good.
Okay, so the Breacher's final position is here, half hidden from the Predators. Do I Overwatch into them? So yeah, I'm not going to move anything. It's now better to shoot something. Predator here will do its interceptor shots into the Breachers. So the Predator autocannon hits 4 times, wounds 3 times with no rends. So it's a rending 6. 3 armour, of which 1 fails, and you've probably got an apothecary?
Yeah, we have.
Oh, it's strength 8, so can you still take that apothecary?
No.
No. So it's just 1 dies. And then the las cannon hits, doesn't wound.
Your single shot weapon's a bit awful.
Yeah, the rolls to hit mainly, but that one was particularly bad. So Tactical Marine as a marker again, near this Rhino. I'll get some smoke markers out right when we move into the shooting phase. This other Dreadnought is going to close off that tactical squad. So the problem has been solved that I created here. And it's not looking great for the Iron Warriors now.
So the Arcanist will fire at the...
So that's your Dreadio.
Yeah.
So Leggy's just checked the range. I can't reaction fire back with the laser destroyers onto the firing Dreadnought.
Yeah.
Okay, do your worst. 1
Twin
hit,
hits.
twin link, 2 hits.
These are still hitting crew... Well,
The front one, I can allocate where I want,
Yeah.
can't I?
So...
2 wounds. I'll take the gun from this one off.
Yeah.
So it's got a crew. It's got 3 crew left and a gun.
Oh, it's missile launchers?
Yep. 3 hits.
Strength...
6. Not strength wounded on a 1.
Yeah, strength 6.
So I will just take this remaining crewman off.
Yeah. So the two heavy flamers from that thing.
So Termite
Yeah.
into the same squad.
Yeah. So 1 wound. It
One
is
wound?
2 wounds. It's 3 models, isn't it?
Yeah, 3 models.
So 2 wounds.
2 wounds. So 2 3-ups and re-rolling because I've got the heavy type.
Yeah.
So they're fine.
The Melter Cutter from the Termite.
Yep. 3 hits.
3 wounds.
3 wounds. So that's AP 1, I imagine.
Yeah.
Yep. So
The crewman's taken off anyway, isn't it? Because there's no gun. The Leviathan will fire at your tank.
okay.
Why not?
It's 4 for the melter.
4
is
for
it?
the Melter, yeah.
So 4 hits.
Am I in half range? I am. I would presume so.
It's half range for the melter. So 4 with 2 dice. First one, nothing.
Nothing.
Second one,
Penetrates.
third one, pen. And 4th one, pen. So 3 pens. So that's it gone. See if it explodes.
First one, cause that's a squadron still, isn't it?
No, I moved away because it's immobilised.
Which one's immobilised?
Yeah, this one is immobilised, so it
yeah.
stayed there.
Dead now. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's not exploded,
Not
but
exploded, but
he's
it's
dead.
So that las cannon, the Gravis las cannon over there.
Gravis las cannon here, yeah, 2 shots, 1 hit,
1 dead,
1 dead.
It's combi mortar.
Yeah. 2 hits, 1 wound on the Marine. Oh, good. So glad I didn't say on the Sergeant.
That Gravis las cannon on the...
Because this now ties Leggy into what he's going to do with this squad.
How many? Can you see how many get there?
Yeah, you'll get like 8. don't think you... I think by moving off there, you're going less.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that like it's 8.
Yeah.
Because it's 4 rows of 2.
And then...
So there's 32 flamer hits onto this squad. And if you can't fire flamers through your own models, blame Ben Greaves. He's got a YouTube channel now, so check out his channel and blame Ben Greaves.
Yeah, so it's first 16.
Yeah.
So...
2...
13.
The second 16. And this is all of them, isn't it?
Yeah.
So 6 failed from this one. So 10. So 23.
10, 23.
And I will just start tanking them on the squad because vets have 2 wounds now.
Yes.
So I'm also going to pop my reaction. 23. So 3s. The first 10 are completely fine. The second 10.
2, 3.
3. So that's 3 wounds. I need to do the damage mitigation.
Yeah.
I'll just do them now.
Yeah.
Because although it's before damage mitigation that I react, it doesn't matter. So that's 1 full guy dead.
Yeah.
And I've got 3 more wounds because it was 23. So another wound, damage mitigation is fine. So it's just 1 vet dead. And I'm going to take off 1 that has already popped his combi.
The Gets Hot.
Okay. Gets Hot's completely fine. What I'm actually going to do now is I'm going to pop the Iron Warrior's specific reaction. So that means I get double the number of shots on my reaction fire, but I get hot on an additional +1. So I'm getting hots on a 1 or 2 from a plasma. So we've got to resolve them all separately because they're plasma. Yawn, Get It Sorted, Games Workshop with an FAQ. And we'll come back with those 28 shots. So I ended up getting 17 hits on the Death Shroud, and 3 individual Marines took a single wound each, which is slightly annoying to keep track of now that vets have 2 wounds. So the 2 wounds, and I'm looking for 4+ to rend. That's a lot better than my hits. So the first 10 is 6 rends, and all wounded. 16 was it?
Yeah.
And the next 6 is 3 fails but 3 rends. So it's 9 total rends.
Yeah.
And 4 total wounds.
So the 9 rends?
Yep. That's a couple of Shroud dead.
Yeah, so 1, 2 dead.
2 Shroud
one's taken a wound already, so 1 dead, 2 dead and a wound.
Right, and then the bolters.
Yeah.
I've got the shrapnel bolter from my Delegatus, who fires double the number of shots. He overheats, but he's fine. So he hits 3 times. He wounds once. If Leggy gets a 1, he takes a pinning check. No, shame. And then I've got 3 just bolters because they'd already popped their combi plas. So that's 12 total shots. So 12 total shots.
You still overheat on 1?
Miss. Yeah, and I overheat on 1. Okay. So the 2 for the 12. So I've got 3 overheats and...
A wound. No wounds.
No wounds yet. So that 3 overheats and 7 wounds. Mm-hmm. The 3 overheats is
1 wound.
2 save, 1 wound, damage mitigation is fine. And then 4's 2 wounds now. 2 fine. Okay, so that's popped their combi plas, which I think was what you were looking for.
Yes. So the Dreadnought will now shoot them.
Yep.
2 hits. 1 wound, but it's Sunder.
Sunder doesn't work
Sunder
against
doesn't
them. So it's just 1 dead. So I'll just take it on a guy that's only got a bolter left and has already taken a wound.
Combo bolter.
2 hits, 1 wound. 3 up. Pass.
That was a wound, wasn't it? No,
I've taken the guy off already.
Yeah. Ignore me.
So that dice was now floating.
So complicated shooting phase, that.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, it's. Well, this is where the game gets into that very complicated bit. You've both got the strategy of the reactions of when you want to pop them, plus the reactions are actually sometimes complicated to work out.
So Dreadnought into your tactical marines.
He gets in. Whoop.
Assault marines.
Get him.
That dreadnought.
Yep, into my vets. Because he shot them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
No.
Overwatch into them because I'd already said it.
Yeah.
I've got my plasma guns that are just straight plasma. Oh, an overheat and 2 misses. So the overheat he's fine with. One, it rends, so you've got a 5 up. So he takes a wound, and then I have a total of an amount that I need to count. So there's 6 veterans rapid firing, a pistol, and my Delegatus who wasn't in rapid fire. So the Delegatus hits, he doesn't do anything. Vets bolters. So that's 7 hits plus 5 additional. 2, so 9.
9 hits.
Yeah. So 9 hits becomes at strength 5 for my bolters.
So
I need 6s still, do I? Toughness 7?
yes. Yeah.
So 1 6 is 1 wound. He's fine.
The death shroud.
Yeah. So I've already overwatched, so I can't. I think you're in.
Yeah.
Just about.
Yeah. So we'll do that.
Oh, right, because this now matters because of your reaping blow, doesn't it? So the pile in of the Delegatus, and then everyone else is going to pile in, so I just put them in. So the Delegatus' attacks, he gets 3 base and 2 close combat weapons. You've got 3 hits, and he's got a chainsword for shred, so 3 wounds. They're all fine. And now we're simultaneous, so do you want to do yours first?
Yes. I have 5 attacks each. So I'm hitting you on 3s.
Yep. A lot of hits. Oh no, what weapon skill are you?
5.
I'm 5, so you hit me on 4s. Because vets are now standard weapon skill 5. And then 2s. So 3, and I've got 3 damage mitigations, but you're only AP 3, so I could just tank on my sergeant. I'm going to tank on my sergeant because other than the +1 leadership and the Delegatus is there, it doesn't matter. So the tank, and I can do these actually 2 at a time because he's got 2 wounds, he's fine on his Artificer. Now I go back with my chain bayonets. These are 2-handed, so I don't get +1 for that, but I've got my 2 attacks base as a veteran.
Just can't take chain blades, I think.
2 attacks base each.
Yep.
The sergeant has 3. I paid for the bumming chain bayonets, and you can't take them on combi bolters. So, yeah, I get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 7. So the first 10, 5 hits, because they've got weapon skill 5 as well. Remove a dice, and the 9. 10 hits. Strength 4, toughness 4, 5 wounds. 2 failed saves.
That kills one.
It does. And you have done...
I lose.
Yeah. But you're stubborn,
I'm
aren't
fine.
you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Not the worst. Actually, it is the worst result for you because you didn't kill the squad. And I imagine that's what you were going for.
Yeah. The Praetor?
Yep. So into the rapier carriages.
Yes.
He's mastercrafted.
He is.
So 4 hits.
Strength 6.
Yeah.
With
So
3 murder strikes.
3 dead anyway.
Yeah.
So that's 3 crewmen dead. And another one, 4
Yeah.
crewmen dead. Should I do my crewmen back and then I'll do the leadership test?
Yeah.
So the 2 crewmen back hits twice, wounds once into your squad. Tank it on the sergeant if you want.
Yeah.
He's dead. Have you got a sergeant still?
Was the sergeant killed before anyway?
Yes, so he's just a squad mate dead then. So a squad member dead because the sergeant's already dead. And then do you want to do all your attacks? You might as well.
Yeah.
There's only like 6 dudes left.
So there's 6, 7.
There's 1 power axe
Yeah.
and 5 normal dudes.
So the power axe?
Yep. 2 hits. He's
1 wound?
2 strength. 1 wound because he's only strength 5. So 1 left.
1 wound left or 1?
1 crewman left.
1 crewman left.
And you've got 6 including your initiative that died. So that's 3 attacks each.
Yep. On the charge.
Yeah. Hitting on 4s. Ooh, not very good, but I think I'm going to lose this combat anyway. That many.
8 hits.
8 hits and 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds.
4 wounds.
So 4 saves. Oh, he's dead. Oh, he gets struck down in his prime. He managed to drag down a zombie sergeant even. So you can consolidate with these.
I'm good, I'll leave them there.
And Leggy can go in. And then Leggy can do his dreadnought combat.
So 3's to hit.
Yep. So 3 hits.
And 2's to kill.
Yes. So 3 dead. So it's 3 combat res to Leggy. They do not have chain bayonets. What initiative for you though?
4.
4, so they still get to hit. So I've got 7 total squad members, and then the sergeant's got a power fist. So 7 squad members, 4 hits. I should have used crack grenade, shouldn't I? I've already done it, but
Yeah.
like this is so. I've got 4 hits, but crack grenades have got a massive boost in that they auto hit, and with only 1 attack for a tactical squad member,
Yeah, it's
you
worth
just
it.
do the crack grenade. So now strength 5 against your toughness 7.
You get your benefit in combat.
Always. So no wounds anyway, and 2 attacks from the sergeant. 2 hits. I'm strength 9 against a dreadnought, so 2s. 2 6s. 1.
wound.
So I've lost by 2. So I'm leadership 6. Oh, and I run. 10, you can't catch me. So, yeah. You go 9. You consolidate your initiative value over here, and I run away 2d6. So I run 8. So yeah, that was the speed of the flee, I suppose, is the best, rather than the run.
I'll just go after you.
So Iron Warrior's turn 4.
4.
Okay, so coming down into the dregs of the game, Iron Warrior's turn 4. I suppose it's not
Turn
the dregs,
5.
it's half. Oh, is it turn 5 now?
Yeah.
So I'm going to rally this fleeing tactical squad. They've got the sergeant still, so it's an 8. They rally. So remain an annoyance to Leggy, crucially. They're not even going to move. It's just the dreadnought needs to be tied up for a turn. The Seekers here are going to move away from distractions so that they can't be taken out as easily. The Predator here is going to move into the corner of the battlefield just to maximise its options of what it can do. My Sabre is actually going to be really cowardly. And that's actually it for me. Yeah, I don't really want to do anything else. Actually, the Sabre turbo boosts to here. In my shooting phase, the Multi-Melter is going to fire at Leggy's Siege Breaker that's still over there. So 3's to hit. It hits finally! It wounds a 5 up or you are vaporised. No. So that actually removes a headache over there for an easy scoring troop kill. My Vigilator is going to fire into Leggy's Leviathan. Now he hits on a 2 with a reroll.
Yeah.
He then wounds on a 2 because it's a rend. He wounds, so Leggy's got a 5 up or his Leviathan's dead. Oh, again! I've got my Predator that's about to shoot into you. I've got my Seekers. I've got my Baltimoreans, though I don't think you care about them.
Can those Seekers see the Dreadnought?
These can't see the Leviathan, no.
I'll try and kill the Vigilator.
Okay.
Yeah. It's got 4 shots.
Lucky for you, 1 hits. It wounds. He's got a 5 up refractor field. Only in the box counts. He saves it, yes. Yeah, so the Volkites. 4 hits, it's enough.
Idiot.
2 wounds, it's enough.
3 wounds?
3?
Their strengths.
Strength 5.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so that's 2 wounds. 2s, he's fine. Takes a wound, but he's fine.
Take another wound.
He's fine.
No justice in the world.
The Predator here is going to fire its las cannon and predator autocannon at your Leviathan. Yeah. It's going to fire its other las cannon into your Contemptor here. Mm-hmm. So the predator autocannon into the Leviathan. 4 hits. A rend, 2 rends and a wound.
2 rends.
He goes down.
The boy goes down.
And that was far too much weight of fire to be directed into him. The las cannon into this Contemptor. Hits. Wounds, it's strength 10. It goes through, so he takes another wound, and he has 4 remaining.
Yes.
My Seekers are going to pre-measure who they're within range of. So 9 Seekers into the Dreadnought here. Hit on 2s. So 2 misses. And then they wound on worse than their rending, so they just rend on a 4. Mm-hmm. 3. He takes 2 wounds, and he has 2 wounds left. The Tactical Marines here are going to rapid fire into your assault squad. And they've got the Fury of Olympia, so those 5 Marines get 15 shots. So, re-rolling the 1s. That's not a lot of hits for re-rolling 1s on 10 dice. 6. And then 5 more because it was Fury of the Olympia. That's better, lads. 10 total hits. And 4s to wound with the shrapnel weapons. 2 wounds, it's enough. Go on, fail 1. I dares you.
Oh, no more Marines.
Both fine anyway. Top hatches and combi bolters into your Deredio and the combi bolter from this Rhino. So that's a total of 3 combi bolters, which are twin linked. 3 hits. No wounds. And the 4 from the top hatches. 3 hits. And 1 wound. He takes a wound. And he's already taken 4 wounds. So he's 5 wounds now. Yeah. Do you know what? I forgot he'd taken those wounds. I'd have been plinking more into him if I'd have remembered. So that is actually combat phase, because that was my turn. So my Delegatus is going first. Here. So 4 attacks, 1 hit. Doesn't wound, but he's got shred. He fails. So now simultaneous, so you see how many you wipe out of my squad.
So the one that's not in base contact with your sergeant?
Yeah. Can you specify like that, or don't you go into a pool? Got an hour and a half. Okay, so there's 2 hits from the Death Shroud, am I correct?
Yeah, from 1 Terminator. The other Terminator?
So the other Terminator is 1 hit, so 3 total hits. Strength 6.
2s?
Yeah. So 1 wound, which isn't a rend, and I'll tank it on the Sergeant. And I will do his damage mitigation. So he takes a wound and still has 1 left. Everyone else gets to strike. 8, so it becomes 16 and 19. So 4s. 4. 10. And then I've got to roll to wound. Don't jump in on the saves again. So then 4s. 5. 5 total wounds on the Death Shroud. Nothing. So you've won by 1.
I do.
Now I've got leadership 9 on my Delegatus. So leadership 8. He's fine.
You good.
Stick around. So that is the end of my turn. Yeah. Failed combat here, but no other combats. Leggy's turn 5, and we've got
my
2
turn 5.
Yeah, 1 turn left. Your 2 turns left.
Yes.
I've got 1 turn left.
So to try and secure the mission, we've got.
So Leggy moves an inch away there.
All I really need is the Praetor. Let's be honest.
Well, you'd think, but I thought all you'd need was a Dreadnought there.
Yeah. Does it go for a long bomb charge?
Into the Seekers with 2 wounds left, is that?
No, you just stand on fire.
Have they still got the rule where they can only move 6? Or whatever.
The termites, yeah.
So the termite goes after the Vigilator. I imagine he's really annoying Leggy at this point. So Leggy's proper arrangement of this squad.
That's still alive, isn't it?
It's still alive. Yeah, I put smoke on everything that's dead.
Yeah, it's got a clear. You're going to get cover, but...
There's going to be through all of this board. So shooting.
Let's go for the Derrido, the las cannons.
At the Predator.
Yes.
Yep, so that's 1 hit.
2 hits.
2 hits. Strength 10,
one
is
pen,
it?
1 glance.
1 pen, 1 glance. So 6s. The pen goes through. The glance does go through.
Does go through.
Pen doors.
5. 4. Crew stunned, isn't it?
4 is crew stunned, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do reaction fire back at that.
Yeah.
So I get my 4 auto cannons. I hit once. A 6 will rend. A 6 rends. Leggy gets his 5 up. Oh, he does. On the 1 wound Derrido.
The mortar cutters.
Okay, into the Vigilator. So 2 hits, 2s. 1 wound. He's got his refractor field save. He makes it.
2 heavy flamers.
Yeah.
2 wounds.
1 wound because it's strength 5 for a heavy flamer.
Alchem flamers. Yeah.
Right. So he's got a 2-up save. First one. The second one. Oh! He goes down. Almost as tough as the Leviathan.
Gets hot for what it's worth. We're fine. The 3 melter guns in range here.
Into
the Seekers.
Into the Seekers. Okay. 1 hit, 1
dead.
wound, a 6 up. He's fine. So that comes from if any model in this squad is scored by 25% from any model in this squad, you now get cover of a 6 up.
Bolters. So 9 bolters. No,
Okay.
7 bolters.
So 15 total bolter shots, including the Apothecary's 1, hitting on 3s.
Sorry, that one was for...
The reroll for the Apothecary. Yeah. So 11 hits. 4s. So 4. So I'm going to start by tanking on the Sergeant. He's fine.
The Gravis las cannon there.
So Gravis las cannon into the tacticals. 2 hits. 2 wounds. 2 dead.
2 dead. The bolters.
Yep.
Bolt pistols. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 6.
So that's the bolt pistols from the Assault Marines. 3 hits. 1 wound.
I'll do the Dreadnought combo bolters as well.
Okay. Dreadnought combi bolter. No wounds.
No wounds.
So 1 wound from the tactical. Oh, sorry, from the assault bolter. It's saved.
Morale test.
Morale test for them Iron Warriors. They're running and run 10 off the board.
Combat.
So just what to do with him if you want to do anything.
He will charge the veteran.
He's going to charge, is he?
That's it for charges.
Yeah, he's just moved in. So my Delegatus goes first into the Shroud. Your same weapon skill as me.
Mm-hmm.
He's got Shred with his chainsword. He doesn't wound.
So the Dreadnought.
Yep.
On 4s. Idiot. And the Death Shroud.
Yeah, so these are on 4s as well. So 4 wounds. Oh, sorry, 4 hits. 6s will rend. 1 rend.
1 rend and 3 wounds.
Wounds. So all of them onto the squad members.
Your sergeant has to take the hit because he's been wounded.
Well, do you want me to take... I will take it, whichever one you want. So...
It has to be wounded model. So
yeah, so I've got 2 squad members wounded. Right, so on the sergeant...
Yeah.
The AP2 hit has a damage mitigation. He fails. So then the AP3s go through the squad.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this isn't a precision strike or anything.
Yeah.
So then their damage mitigation, 3 fails, removes the 2 squad members that are wounded, and 1 more is left on a wound. So yeah, they will strike because it's all initiative 4. So it will be 10. So the first lot of 10 against the Death Shroud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, and then 9, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 rolls to wound. So 5, and I think this has been the same every time, then 5. So 1 takes a wound.
It does. Yeah, that's the Dreadnought's wound.
Okay, so I've lost by 3.
Yes.
So I've got a leadership of 6. So I'm running. My Delegates have initiative 5. And you're going with both, so the Dreadnought and the...
they're both
the same initiative, yeah. He beats me on both, so they're swept. And then you consolidate your initiative with both of them. Okay, so 6th and final turn, and this is becoming really scrappy actually. Surprisingly so. This Rhino is going to move. I'm going to make the... I could have just come here, so I just go to there. So this Rhino goes to there. The Predator's sort of boxed in, so isn't going to do anything with that. The Seekers are going to move along the edge of the battlefield just to try and make the charge longer. And when I say charge longer, I mean still absolutely certain. So it comes down to actually Rhinos and Sabre over here. Okay, so this Rhino here is going to move 1 movement to here. And actually the passenger's going to stay in, because it doesn't matter whether they stay in or not. As soon as that's blown up, they get out anyway. This Rhino...
So you're relying on me blowing it up?
What's that?
You're relying on me blowing it up to...
The Rhino is scoring in this scenario anyway. So this Rhino here is going to stay where it is, because it's within Leggy's deployment zone, but he's going to disengage its passengers. Actually, he's going to move here, further along the deployment zone, and disengage passengers to where these bottles are. And finally, the Sabre is actually going to move into my deployment zone, the minimum distance in it can possibly be, and just try and rely on Leggy failing. And he's got multiple things to do there. So yeah, I'm going to get out the tactical squad and come back. So not loads of stuff going to go on this turn. The Predator is actually going to fire... Predator cannon is going to go into the Deradio.
Yeah.
The las cannon is going to go into the Termite.
Yes.
So the Predator cannon hits twice and wounds twice, but no rends.
No.
On 1. 1 dice.
1 dice.
So 1...
Oh,
yeah, it's gone.
It is gone.
Oh, this is confusing now. So then, las cannon into the... Now, this is 1 dice, you see, Leggy. This is the key. That was 4 dice into that one. So 1 las cannon into the Termite. There's 1 dice. It hits. The gunners have finally woken up at the end of the battle. What's your rear or side, if it matters?
I think it's 12 all round.
Right, so 12 all round.
Yeah.
I'm strength 10. It's a pen anyway.
Yeah.
You're obscured by your breaches, so you've got a 6 up. No. And the pen, snap firing next turn, which is probably enough. Because I just need to hang on.
Unless it's a reinforced vehicle. Come on. Come
No,
on, Termite.
of course not. And finally, the Seekers are going to fire into the Contemptor. 9 shots into the Contemptor. 9 hits. And then 4s will rend. So 5 rends.
Into the...
Contemptor. 5.
I thought I'd done it again.
Yeah. So you've got 3 more rends. And now he's dead.
Sorry, I thought you killed him with just those 2.
No, don't worry. No, he had what? He had 2 wounds. They've got 6 wounds, haven't they?
Yeah.
So yeah, they've blown away the Contemptor. Finally the Dreadnought numbers are coming down. The terrifying, horrible Dreadnought numbers. And that's actually my turn. So over 2, Death Guard turn 6. So the Termite moves 8. Do you want to check whether it can still fire or whether
It can't, no.
So it's snap firing this turn. Which crucially means Leggy needs to split what these breaches are going to do. Does he trust the 6 up to destroy the Sabre, or does he just double up on one of them. So just quickly to go over Leggy's decision-making process and how I've tried to split this. I've got a Rhino, a Predator, and a Sabre, my Seekers in my own deployment. I've got a Rhino with tacticals in Leggy's deployment, and as soon as the Rhino is scoring because of the mission. As soon as that's destroyed, the tacticals get out. I've also got another Rhino in there just in case he can kill that somehow. And that's disgorged its passengers into no man's land. So that is where we are up to, essentially. I've got 4 units in here currently, 3 units in Leggy's deployment, and 1 in no man's land because I wasn't counting properly. Can he solve the puzzle? Because it's not that hard of one. So Leggy's giving up his deployment zone and trying to wipe my deployment zone out. So the breaches move towards the Predator, which is scoring. So good game, Leggy. We'll come back because we just had a big decision-making process in which we both worked out. We are back with the outro. So we actually stopped that a little bit.
Yes.
Before the explanation of what went on.
In effect, yes.
Do you want to tell us, with your high-level mindset, what you'd worked out at the end?
Basically, I did a quick count-up before my turn 6. It's all about capturing zones of deployment, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it worked out we're on both equal points at this stage. So it will basically come down to attrition and slay the warlord.
Yeah.
I had 2 possible choices I could make. One which was to shoot the breaches out as predators, and one to charge 2 death shrouds into 10 seekers. And so, but the problem for me is if I lost either of those, I would lose that zone of deployment and therefore lose the mission.
Well, especially with, you could have maybe increased your lead on attrition by killing the Seekers, but they weren't scoring anyway.
They weren't scoring anyway, and losing the Death Shroud would cost me that quarter, ultimately, or more specifically the breaches. Because
they were scoring, right?
Yeah, they were scoring. Yeah. So allowing you to have a reaction, either Overwatch or reaction fire, it just ultimately wasn't worth it. It
chanced that test.
Yeah. It would turn it from a guaranteed win for me because I already knew I'd slay the warlord to basically losing that table quarter, which is a big loss for me.
Yeah, and I think that's something that is carried on through all of this edition.
Yes.
This is going to be just as much about when you don't do something on purpose as when you do something.
Yeah.
Like, do I fire my bolt pistols before charging?
Yeah.
Well, no, because I'll trigger a shooting reaction. Sometimes that's going to be the case. Like, you can see that in mine and Phil's game, the last game on the channel. And I think that's...
So you need to really weigh out whether it's worth it, it's worth it in the long run. Yes, you may do a couple of wounds, but do you actually really need to do that? And is it worth potentially getting wiped out and maybe panics back?
Yeah. So remember to play the mission, kids.
Yeah.
And I think that's us, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, so don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. The bell icon is there. And there is a Patreon link in the comments if you want to buy us a coffee. See you in a bit.
Bye.